Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing on this Tuesday night? Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. I watched some games, NFL actually. You know what I mean? Yesterday, Sunday and Monday nights, obviously, is my NFL night. Sunday church. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Hold on. My wife is on the phone. Say, do you want to stay with me on the phone while I'm doing this? Hello, 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 hello. Taylor.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so you wanna stay? All right, stay with me then. You can interject if you want. Uh, so yeah, my wife just called me, and I was just finishing up some work. You know, I went to this shawarma place, shawarma, right on Grove Street, and instead of the pollo and rice and beans, across from that Dominican place, it's the shawarma place. It's really nice. Although I don't really like their rice. Middle Eastern rice is not that good. Uh, but the shawarma, I had some chicken shawarma platter, with some rice and like salad. They give you two like olives. Speaking of which, when me and my wife were in Albania, right? So we went to this city. I told you guys, right? Which is about 2 hours away from Tirana, right? I drove most part, but then she drove as well a little bit, right, on the way back. Because I am the back street, front street driver. I know she hates me telling her the speed limits and everything, right? All right, okay. So without digressing and changing the subject. So Albania has the whole country basically has like all these olive trees, right? Remember that? Say. So they do a lot of olive farming. So you see these like kind of like white trees with white, what do you call, um, leaves, sort of like whitish green, whitish, right? And you can see the green olives, right? And a lot of them. The whole like countryside outside Tirana is basically just freaking, what do you call, olives. But they also have every fruit, just like we have in the mountains. Grapes, obviously, it's a wine country. And then what do you call, um, pomegranates. So my wife, I told you guys, right? My wife was going crazy over there, right? You were looking at these pomegranates, right? Um, but in any case, so how is everyone doing? Huh? How's your week going so far, huh? So I was kind of, somber, gloomy, Sunday night. Because, we had the Mets and the Jets game, right? And I started watching the Jets game a little bit. It's up in how, these old dudes were there. One of them left, and then after him, I left. This other guy, he was still there. And then from there, I went to Green Hook, right? I went to Green Hook, and then all the dudes and their significant others were there, right? So Green Hook has these like TVs, right, all over the walls, and so we were watching both games, because the both games were running simultaneously. Simultaneously. Oh my God, man! So both teams basically lost, and I think I lost like $25. 25 freaking dollars, dude. You know? And it was not a good night for New Yorkers and people who have Jets and Mets their team, because these friends of mine, it's their like home team. Mets, they are hardcore Met fans, and Mets lost to who did they lose to? Cardinals? No, Dodgers. So now Dodgers and Yankees are in World Series, all right? So those are the only two teams. World Series baseball, MLB. What is it, like 6 games? I had no freaking idea. So, but Mets are out. All right. Everybody was hoping that home teams, both home teams, Mets from Queens and Yankees from the fucking Bronx will play right in the World Series, but the fucking Dodgers won. You know, I'm not really into baseball, to be honest with you, because I don't know, compared to like football, baseball is kind of boring, to be honest with you. Although it's really good to watch in, like, if you are at the stadium, right? In any case, all right, I don't want to turn my podcast into a sports freaking commentary, all right? But that was kind of a gloomy night, like, oh my fucking, everybody was like, right after everybody, I'm like, I left them, many of them were there. I'm like, yeah, I can't deal with this. In any case, so how is everyone doing, huh? Good. So that's my weekend report, and obviously my wife is in the mountains right now. Her brother got married. Congratulations to him. A lot of weddings are happening, I think. Who else is getting married? Jesus. Not now, but I mean, I think, oh yeah, her niece is getting married, but that's next year. And one of my nephews, right, my cousin's son, he got engaged actually. Congratulations to him as well, and his fiancée is actually my wife's cousin, first cousin. Small world, huh? So good for them. We got married 2 years ago, but my wife is still not home. It sucks. One of the other dudes actually, who's in the same boat as me, he called a couple of hours ago when I got to home, from work. We are on the mercy of immigration. What can we do, man? You know. And once again, I'm not in peace until she's home. It's not peaceful for both of us. Right? Am I right? Am I wrong? Huh? He doesn't want to say anything. Uh, so I think we kind of settled down in our second floor office. I was running around and my wife was looking at me. Why are you running around, running around? Trying to find those goddamn anchors and all that, right? To mount the TV. The support on the wall right across from my desk. Right? So basically, we are pretty much settled in our sort of like windowless office, and yeah, I kind of missed the office, bigger office upstairs with the windows. You could see the rain, you could see the sun, you could see the fucking snow in winter, right? Snow falling. The first snowfall, by the way, is beautiful. Yes, because first snow of the season is always pretty. Oh, it's all white now. Oh, we're gonna have a white Christmas. Jesus. And then after that, dude, it's a hassle, you know. And I'm already worked up. because of the upcoming fucking winter. My wife is not here. We were going to be down in fucking Florida. I was hoping, between January and April, right? March, because you can sometimes you can get cheap tickets, right? And then you can buy those $100, $150 tickets, right? And then if I have to be up here for, let's say, 2 days, 3 days, I can be up here and then just stay down there. You know, that was the plan. That I could put this on Airbnb, right? My apartment. So, pay for the fucking trip, right? I don't know. We'll see. Um, but other than that, same old shit, man. His life is the same. Jesus. I mean, what's new, huh? I mean, it's only 2 weeks to fucking elections, and everybody is like sort of talking about that. I don't want to talk about that, to be honest with you. I don't want to fucking talk about politics. Not my thing, not my cup of tea, not my forte. Forte or forte. And, the bases are charged, obviously, right? And I don't even know who I'm going to vote for. I have no freaking idea. And that's, I don't want to disclose um, until the last minute. I don't even want to disclose. I mean, who cares? I mean, really? I don't know. I shouldn't open my mouth too much about the fucking elections and the politics and, who I mean, I really wanted to vote for who actually, RFK Jr. But I think he dropped out, right? To be honest with you. And I don't know who else is there. Like, and really like somebody who is, what do you call, who is really like less government and more power to the people. Huh? Like, remember from 2012, Ryan Johnson, whoever that guy was, independent. Um if he was running, I would have voted for him, to be honest with you. In any case, okay, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about it. All right? Because all I'm hoping at this point in time that nothing blows up. All right? We still have 2 weeks. Hopefully, everything um, goes smoothly without any fucking big problems. I'm hoping uh, obviously election night. Okay, so we got to do something on election night. When is that, by the way? Election night is what, 5th or 6th? When is election night? I'm going to ask my friends. What day is election night? What day is election night? What day is election day? What day is election night? Why is the US presidential election held on a Tuesday in November? Okay, hold on a second. Upcoming elections, 2024. Board of Election in the city of New York. I don't want to freaking know elections in the city of New York. I mean, isn't actually the New York City mayor embezzled with Turkish money, right? Just like any of these other politicians, you know. And that's the other reason why I don't want to fucking talk about politics. All right. Election day in the United States is the annual day for general election. Tuesday. Okay, hold on a second. The Tuesday next after the first Monday in November, i.e., the Tuesday that occurs within November 2nd to November 8th. So when is the freaking Tuesday? Calendar. Okay, hold on a second. So Tuesday is the 5th. There you go, that's it. So fifth is the election night. All right, fifth is the election night. That means, what does it mean? But that's a freaking Tuesday night. Means next day is the freaking Wednesdays. What the bleep, right? Because I remember 2016 election, right? 2016 election actually. I mean, I obviously I didn't vote or anything. I couldn't vote. I was not a citizen. But I remember all these comedians, big shots. They were doing an election night. Joe Rogan, Bill Burr, and all these other guys, Bert Chrysler, and all these guys, right there, and then some other ladies too, right? So they did like some sort of a town hall, right? Not town hall, whatever the fuck. I remember that because it became famous on YouTube, right? They were all drinking fucking whiskey and whatever the fuck they were doing, right? And then they were announcing the results from one state to the other state, right? Which state's results come in first? New York, New Jersey? I have no freaking idea. But in any case, so what are we going to do with election night? I don't know. I'm just going to stay. Okay. Tuesday night, I don't go out. Wednesday night, I don't go out. Thursday night, I don't go out. Okay. That's my kind of like routine now. All right. So I'm just going to stay in. All right. And, I mean, obviously, until my wife comes, what can you do? Sit home and just like do nothing or work? Yeah, I don't want to fucking go out like these days. But then what? What means? I don't know. I had to figure out. Maybe election night to be out is not a good thing. To be honest with you, no. Unless you are a fucking politician or you are some sort of a aide to a politician who's actually hardcore Republican or hardcore Democrat or independent, right? Why would you want to be out? You know, I'll probably just on the text messaging with my friends and my ex colleagues, right? What else is going on besides election? Everybody, huh? Halloween, freaking Halloween is coming up, right? In a week, which I fucking hate. I hate Halloween actually, to be honest with you. What is the what's the Halloween for? Trick or treat? Oh my freaking god, Jesus! It's this is for kids. You're gonna dress like a clown or you're gonna dress like a fucking mermaid, on Halloween when you are like 50-year old. I'm not gonna dress. Maybe I have listen. I have my Texas hat, cowboy hat. Maybe I'll just put that on, right? And annoy people a little bit, if I'm going out, right, with my cowboy hat, bumping into people, right? And uh, yeah, I don't. I mean, Thanksgiving, yeah, Thanksgiving is good because then you can have some turkey, right? There's like a family sort of a dinner, right? I don't know. I have no freaking idea what I'm going to be doing for Thanksgiving. All right. Uh, Thanksgiving is the last Thursday in November, right? Um, what the hell am I turning on? Let me just turn off the freaking YouTube. All right, everyone. So, 19 minutes, and I don't want to go on and on. Was I watching anything? Why is it now again? Oh my freaking god! Maybe I should just turn off the TV. That's it. All right. It's already annoying the hell out of me. So, um, what do I want to talk about? Oh, okay. So, the other day I was sitting actually. I was sitting, watching football. I think it was Sunday, and talking to friends, and I was thinking about, like, the whole fucking experience of life, right? The whole experience for us, humans. We are the prime species, right? Starting with the freaking, single cellular organisms, right? Billions of years ago. I mean, I'm not going to talk about where I think where all that started, because I talked about that last time. But just think about the whole fucking experience. Uh, the unicellular organisms gave rise to us, right? We are basically sort of like the end game of biological life, right? Sort of. Uh, we can see, we can think, we can invent fucking iPhones, and we can fly, and we are planning to basically go to fucking space. We are already in the space, right? And with all the satellites and fucking space junk up there, right? Earth's lower and upper orbit. But I'm just thinking, the whole experience from the fucking beginning to the end until we die, it's a struggle. If you think about it, I'm not trying to be negative or say it or anything. But then, what's the whole point? If you think about it, what's the whole fucking point? You know that the unicellular organisms, before that molecules, right? Under some circumstance, the life started, and then here we are, and then we die, and what's the fucking point? What's the point you're trying to make, sir? I guess what I'm trying to say is that in between our birth and our death, all right, we come to know the whole history of where the life has come from, sort of, right? At least. I'm not talking about Big Bang and all that, right? But I'm talking about, okay, so, the biological force, whatever it is, it gave rise to us, right? Uh, but then we die, and so I mean, it's just some sort of an experience. But then, okay, in between, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to basically figure out before we go away? Are we supposed to figure out what the whole fucking thing is? But how many people actually are able to do that? And what is it, right? So there's the quest and the fucking question, right? The existential question of what is the whole thing? What I mean, if you think about the whole experience of life, and being on this planet, and living and eating, and sleeping and making babies and blah blah blah, right? Which not a lot of people are doing anyways these days, especially in the Western world. But without getting into that topic, because I think I already talked about that many times. Decline of fucking human births, right? Starting with Japan and Germany and all these other countries, right? Even here. But that quest to find the answer, right? I mean, some people, obviously follow religion and traditionally, and try to find some sort of a, what do you call this, spiritual, whatever, meaning in life, right? But then many of us who actually just go by day, right? Trying to live the experience for what it is, right? Experience for what it is, and And at the same time, we think, I mean, obviously everyone thinks, right? Everybody who has a developed brain thinks, about this whole life experience. Some people write books, philosophers, write books about the whole experience of being here, and maybe some have actually found the meaning. Some become like mystics, right? Mystics like Rumi, and obviously my wife is into that too. She's a mystic, sort of, I think. But I don't know. I mean, it's it's like whose song was that? Remember the singer? What's his name? Cohen, the guy who sang Hallelujah. 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 I think before he died like a few years ago, right? And then I think he basically came up with a song where I think what he was trying to imply was that, listen, man, every one of us were trying to find or looking for that one answer to life's existential question of what it is. What is it? And then we couldn't. I think that's what it is at the end, when we come to the end of our fucking term life. And then we realize that, oh shit, I didn't figure out, I mean, what was the whole experience? Yeah, well, I lived my life up to this day, whatever, 70 or 60, whatever, right? But then have I actually found some other fucking, sort of like a deeper answer, deeper meaning in life, right? Um, I'm not talking about you start a charity organization or, do work for, humanity. I mean, yeah, you should do that, but I'm talking about, the answer to the fucking question of what is this whole experience? I mean, is this it, or what is after? Well, what is after? That's a different question. All right, that we don't even know the fucking answer. Nobody knows what happens after we die. All right, either we're just gone completely. All right, I don't want to talk about it. But then, I guess what I'm trying to talk about is what is it? What's the whole fucking meaning of you know living here? I mean, is there a higher call to our existence? And if so, let's say that we figure out that, oh, hold on a second, this whole fucking thing is some sort of a simulation by some fucking alien race, right? Or it is what it is. There are no aliens, which I kind of believe in. It is what it is, I think, more. But then the universe is so fucking huge that you can't just say it is what it is. I mean, obviously, it has to come from somewhere, right? And where are we going? We are trying to obviously find, other planets which may have other forms of life, or any form of life. And then if there's any form of life, if that life is intelligent life, right? Just like us, or is it just primitive, like fucking monkeys and whatever species they may have on that fucking exoplanet, right? But that's a quest. Um, we always are going to have. But then, what is this whole fucking universe? Is it just like it has been here forever? I think I kind of believe that it has been here forever. You know, I mean, what's the span of our life compared to the span of the fucking life of the universe? Nothing, right? It's not even a trickle. not even a drop in the ocean. So who am I to actually say that, oh, I'm gonna find the answers to the fucking, questions of what is the whole thing, right? And uh, has anyone actually found out? I don't think so. I'm not sure. People who are like shamans and mystics, I think they do sort of. And then I think what happens is that once they realize that, oh, hold on a second. So there's more to this fucking existence, is there's more than what we can actually see and smell and feel through our senses, right? And then you realize, oh shit. So there is some other fucking, realm of existence that actually runs parallel to this reality, right? And that I think is the, what do you call, um, partly, maybe, I'm just saying, the answer to the existential question of what is it, right? So you guys have found the answer, huh? No, maybe you have, but I haven't. So for me to say that somehow, oh, I'm going to find the answer, how? I think just like any skill, this is also a skill, you know. People spend their fucking years and years practicing something, right? Shamanism or whatever it is, right? I mean, you can't just like be, met by aliens all of a sudden, in one fucking night. I don't think so. And I don't believe that the aliens actually have come here. Because everybody, on their fucking podcast talks about, like, okay, so are aliens here? Are they actually fucking with us? Are they fucking around? Are they fucking each other? Or what the fuck is going on, right? But I don't believe that any aliens have actually visited us physically, And I think, um, getting back to the question, right? Getting back to the question and the answer to that question, uh, that once somehow, you come to realize that there is some other fucking form of like reality where this physical world is like a subsidiary of like a non-physical world, right? Am I talking about, like, like the, what do you call, um, bursting out of matter, out of nothing? But then what is that nothing? If you, for example, if you go deeper into the heart of an atom and then nucleus, there's really nothing in there. There's nothingness. So everything is basically created out of nothingness. And that's the whole fucking conundrum, right? It's the whole fucking mystery and conundrum. And what is like, I mean, scientifically, we kind of know, like, if this is wood, why is it wood? And this is, fucking beer can, and it's made of metal, and how those atoms actually are, right? Formed. I mean, but then at the quantum level, actually, I was listening to who I was listening to in the last half an hour in my office. Brian Green. Brian Green was on a podcast with Jordan Peterson, and they were talking about, if you really want to get to the nuts and bolts of fucking reality, then quantum level is where you basically, find the answers, right? But then how about the non-physical? That's the whole point I'm trying to, you know, uh, sort of like understand. I mean, which is obviously is not something easy that I'm going to understand, like, in this fucking podcast, right? On this hour. But what is that non physical? The whole non physical, like, reality, right? I think that's what's the most interesting part of existence, I think. So, what does that mean? So, the world within oneself, within human mind. I have no freaking idea. I think human mind is a very powerful entity because it's actually obviously the non-physical entity within our brain, right? Does that mean that our brain actually somehow creates this mind which is really non-physical, right? And that non-physical entity called the mind actually gets connected into the universe. Is that what it is? Or the universal mind? Is that what it is? I don't freaking idea. Uh, I'm just talking gibberish. I think hopefully not, but I'm hoping that I'm making some fucking sense, right? In any case, so without like really fucking getting worked up about even about this topic, sometimes I feel like, you know what, man? You just basically go with the flow, and the universe will show to you what it is. Is that what it is? I have no fucking idea. Yeah, so there's no reason for you to be worked up. I'm not worked up, but I'm just saying, like, what is the whole fucking, reality of existence? You know, is this what we are supposed to do? Are we supposed to do something else? Are we supposed to just like be like fucking advanced monkeys and just like, which we call just uh, do the daily whatever, our chores and work and all that. I don't have no freaking idea. All right, but obviously this question comes um, forth, I think, in everybody's life at some point in time. Especially, I think it becomes uh, what you call the sort of the quest, in the back of our mind, the subconscious quest to find the existence, right? Find not the existence, sir. You are existing right here, but like the question, the answer, right? I know, I don't know. I have no freaking idea. But just to change the gears, all right? Change the freaking gears. How is everyone doing, huh? I don't know, man. I just sometimes I feel like it's just, yeah, life's a struggle. Life is a fucking struggle. Don't they say the Buddhist or whatever the Eastern philosophy or any philosophy? As soon as you open your eyes into this world, unless you are born into some sort of a fucking gazillion dollar family, right? Even then, just imagine people with money. They don't have to worry about bills. They don't have to worry about like food, and they're well off. They have the same questions. I think every one of us have the same question. you know and the question, I mean, just like I said, like, what is the full purpose? I mean, has anybody found what the fucking gazillion dollar answer to the billion-dollar question is, right? uh, Whether we are in a simulation, if it's some sort of a reality that's within a reality, that means that there's something, there's somebody is doing it, or the universe itself is somehow alive. and it is doing it, right? Excuse me. So I'm not. I don't know. It's it's a question that every mystic, every fucking shaman is trying to find. I think. And once again, once they actually figure out somehow when they open the door, right, and the door opens creaking, fucking, and they put their like one eye through it and try to find what is on the other fucking side, right? What is this, and then I think that's when the door opens, and then it becomes I think it becomes some sort of a non-entity, space travel. What the fuck am I saying? Jesus Christ. I think I'm losing my fucking mind at this age, you know leave me alone for such a long time. My wife is not here, maybe. Hey, but then who's not losing their mind, huh? um so I'm not gonna go on. I think the whole like hour on this podcast, maybe sorry 41 minutes. But what else is going on? I mean, I'm supposed to watch something, and then I'm just gonna pass the fuck out, to be honest, because I was out yesterday and then Sunday, so it's just, I think going out, didn't I say this many times? Going out also is a fucking, hassle. It becomes a fucking hassle, at some point in time. You realize you are too fucking old to like be out, you know, 3 nights or whatever a row, right? But then what else can you do? I mean, I guess you can just read a book, start watch a movie, and stay home, work, yes. And obviously, I had to pay the bills. I had to pay myself, my employees, and I have to send money to my wife. Actually, I have to, which I am glad I'm reminding myself. In any case, so, and then help you know my family, and because obviously my parents are alive, and which is good, and I'm lucky, and and everybody's dependent on fucking support from from others, right? And I try as much as I can, and sometimes I just fall into some abyss, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to even bother with this fucking world. Sometimes I say that, and then my wife looks at me. She's like, "Man, are you okay?" Sort of, right? I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like, just struggle. What? Why am I struggling all these years, and for what? I guess to survive. I think that's what it is, dude. Survive, and then if you find a deeper meaning in this fucking life, well and good, better, right? I don't know. I don't figure it out. But I think as you cross the age, which is biologically, basically, I have basically lived more than half of life, right? Half of my life, and so when you get to this point, my age, then you start obviously, in a, what do you call, in a what do you call, natural way, you start asking these questions, and when you don't find the answers, then isn't that like really frustrating, and then what do you do, you follow some sort of a cult? I don't know, man. I don't know. It just um I'm asking this question maybe because maybe I need to find a deeper meaning in life. I don't know, but the practical things first, obviously, right? I still gotta work. I'm hoping that my wife would be here sooner. We are together. At least that gives me some peace, right? And um, and then we got to basically, this is the beginning of our family, and we want to raise a family, a kid, if it happens, hopefully. Uh, Although, again, from talking to my friends, and like nobody has children really. I mean, is this sort of a norm now in Western world? A good friend of mine, another good friend of mine that actually I was with, I think Saturday night, and then he was saying the same thing, man. I don't think I want to actually have a kid. I'm good. I'm okay. So I don't know. I mean, it's not easy. I understand it's not easy to, it's not easy to actually, have a kid in the Western world. It's a lot of money too, commitment, and this and that, right? In any case, all right. So without being, emotional and all that, right? I want to actually close up my podcast. I think, am I actually, am I actually covering the topics I want to talk about? I think that one topic was bothering me. I was sitting. Actually, yesterday I was sitting watching the what is that game? Cardinals and Chargers, and then so I'm like, okay, so what are we now? What is it that us human beings? What is the priority for us now? I mean, not priority, obviously priority. I'm not talking about like a global priority, right? We have fucking wars and all that going on, which is both, which is not good. It's not good for humanity, obviously, right? And people who are suffering and is getting killed, and it's not good. It's not good. But like, I think eventually, like even people like Elon Musk and everybody who are at the forefront of technology, especially, right? And I think we are basically right now looking for another fucking planet. That's what it is. We're looking for another fucking planet, and that's not going to be easy. Obviously, we can't even get to fucking Mars. So how can we find another planet? That's going to be really, really tough. But eventually, I think we'll figure out how are we going to figure out. Like I was looking up yesterday again, and obviously, the closest the closest planet to us, exoplanet to us, obviously, is outside our solar system. Is Proxima b Centauri, right? And that's about 4 light years away, right? And that to get there with the speed of light, it's going to take us 4 years to get there. With the speed of light, 1/10, 1/4. We are not even 100th of the speed of light right now with our vessels, right? With our spaceships. And people like Elon Musk are trying to basically come up with these big ass rockets, right? But we are not. I mean, we are still at primitive, level of technology for space travel. All right. But eventually, I think it's going to happen somehow. Maybe thermonuclear engines or something that's going to actually blow the speed, and then maybe we can get there even, let's say, in 10 years, right? Or let's say 60 years. Obviously, we're going to send some robot, right? We're not going to send a human, because that would be a fucking lot of money and hassle. So why not just send a humanoid robot like David from the Alien movies? I remember Prometheus, Walter, Jesus. In any case, so that yeah, that's our quest, I think. But then what is it that's going to happen? I mean, you know, um, I don't think that anybody has actually contacted us, or anybody from outside our planet has come here. I mean, it's the same thing for them, probably, just like for us. It's a lot of fucking distances, vast fucking distances in this fucking universe, dude. And that's what's fascinating, that's why I don't want to look up the fucking stars. It just makes me kind of, depressed that, oh, wait a minute, we have all these other fucking worlds, but we can't go there. They can't reach us. What the fuck, dude? You know, and some of those are millions of linear light years away. Those exoplanets and stars, and you think about like some sort of a science fiction in your head, right? Story. What is it like to be on that fucking planet or that star? If there's a planet, part of that fucking star system, right? Do you think they are like us? You know, struggling with their fucking everyday lives, blah blah blah, existential questions. But if they are like even 100 years advanced, more advanced than us, that's going to be life changing, right? For them, who the fuck knows? Maybe they've figured out, like fucking wormholes, how to travel through wormholes. That's how they come here. I had no fucking idea, dude. But in any case, so without turning my podcast into, like philosophy, which actually I'm not a philosopher. I'm just talking, whatever topic I feel like I should talk about. That's, I mean, isn't that what's called the podcast? Or yeah, I know, I'm kind of tired too. I don't know why. Fuck. In any case, so everyone, I presume you all are having a great week. Um, what am I gonna watch? I was watching The Old Man with what's his name, with Jeff Bridges. Is that show over? I was on season two, and it was getting kind of boring. But then I think I'm gonna watch that, and then I'm gonna watch probably another movie, and then pass the fuck out. Got a lot of work to do. I also had to go to fucking construction sites this week. Obviously my guys are going tomorrow. It's not easy. Life is, well, I mean, hey, you got to go to work, sir. So I'm trying to, start my day early. Uh, but then obviously the weekend screws up the whole fucking week. Because now you want to sleep in, you don't want to fucking get up early, and, the whole, rigmarole. But in any case, that's why you need some discipline. We gotta follow some sort of routine, right? Until we realize, oh, why the fuck am I doing this? I just for like $200 or $100. What the fuck? Hey, you can fucking win the lottery overnight. That's like one in like gazillion chance. But maybe I should start playing lottery. Not gamble. Sports gambling, sir. I mean, I don't bet more than like $10, $5. When I'm watching NFL, or let's say, now it's the end of baseball. But I'm thinking, I'm getting depressed really already about like fucking winter. Especially after NFL, after Super Bowl, there's really nothing is happening except for maybe basketball. To sports is gone to no fucking, which may call no fucking baseball either, right? So it's sort of like depressing. Like February, March, April, those are the fucking depressing month, dude. I mean, I was born in March, but uh, sort of in the spring, but still, it's kind of boring and cold and depressing, man. I don't want to fucking even think about those right now, to be honest with you. All right, okay, so sir, don't think about those. Just watch something, and then another day, another night. I will see you all next week. Happy Halloween, whatever the hell you're dressing up is. All right, trick or treat. I shall see you all next time.